Hey, what's up? It's Scandinavian Bob here from Natural Health Evolution, coming at you today with a video on how to lower cortisol levels. A subscriber wanted me to make a video about this and I thought it was a good idea. Thank you for being a subscriber and supporting the channel, by the way. I really appreciate that. So thank you very much once again. I'm going to present the 5 most effective ways to lower cortisol levels, and these are things I do myself almost every day. Why? Well, because they are very effective and every one of these tips are backed up by science. Okay, so here we go. Let's jump right in. Number 1. In my morning routine every day, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, and I would suggest you do the same. This is powerful and it will reduce your cortisol. Listen very carefully to this because what I'm about to say is very important. You see, in every action we take, no matter what the action is, we are training our brain. We are programming it with something. So, what do you think we are programming our brains with if we start every morning with writing down 3 things that we are grateful for? Yep, that's right. By doing that, we are training our brains to look for the good in things. Not necessarily to look for good things, but to look for the good in things. I hope you guys see the difference there. And by training the brain to do this, it will have very profound effects in the long run. This is one of those tips that will have a better effect long term, and the benefits are greatly reduced stress hormones, reduced anxiety, reduced depression, and increased happiness and increased confidence and self-esteem. Do not underestimate this tip. As I said in the beginning, all of these tips are backed up by research, but even though I'm a guy who loves reading studies, never mind those right now because we can test it out for ourselves by just trying out these tips and noticing the effects firsthand. Number 2. Avoid sugar and refined carbohydrates. In order to reduce your cortisol, you should go for carbs that have a low glycemic index. Why? Because sugar and fast carbs spikes your blood sugar to very high levels, and they do it fast. It shoots up, but the problem for cortisol is when it comes crashing back down. Because the carbs made it go up so high, it means that when it comes crashing back down, it will fall down even below your baseline levels. When this happens, your body goes into a state of panic because it thinks it's running out of fuel for the brain. So in order to quickly get the blood sugar back up, the adrenal glands pumps out a lot of cortisol into the blood. Cortisol increases blood sugar, so that's why it pumps it out in this situation. This is why we want to avoid those blood sugar crashes, and this is why you should go for low glycemic carbs, and also it helps if you reduce your total intake of your carbohydrates as well. There are more ways we can avoid blood sugar crashes as well, and I'll be talking more about that in a coming video. Number 3. Meditate. So many studies have been done showing meditation to be one of the most effective tools for getting rid of excess cortisol in our bodies. Just sit down, breathe slowly, and focus on your breath for 10 minutes every day. When you find yourself thinking about something, and you will, it's inevitable, just turn the focus back to the breathing. Breathe in through the nose and out through your mouth. And you do not have to do it for a long time either. Just 10 minutes a day has been shown to work very well. Meditation reduces cortisol and stress right away, and it will also help you to have lower levels overall. Number 4. Physical exercise. But listen carefully because this is important. If you exercise too much, it will have the opposite effect and will actually increase your stress hormones. So you must find a balance here. We can use exercise in a million different ways depending on what our goals are, but now when we are talking about reducing cortisol, I would say that the best exercise is to take a brisk walk for about 50 minutes. If you do any other form of exercise that is more intense, then that's fine of course, but be sure to not do it for more than 30 to 40 minutes at a time, max. Less is more when it comes to reducing stress. Exercise lowers cortisol levels if you do it in moderate amounts. Hold on 1 minute. Coffee break. Not too much coffee though, because that might increase my cortisol levels. Okay, number 5. Magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. This is so incredibly important and I cannot stress it enough. In fact, it is always the first advice I give to people who come to me looking for something to help reduce their stress hormones or their anxiety or their panic attacks. Magnesium helps keep the blood sugar stable, so it will help you avoid those blood sugar crashes I talked about in tip number 2, and it also lowers your cortisol levels in and of itself. In addition to this, it does a number of other things to help reduce your stress, anxiety and cortisol. It is just so important, and I have made a whole video about that subject, so I'm not going to go too deep into all of that in this one. But I can put a link to that video in the description box under this video. Please go take a look at it, as it's just so important. In that video you will also learn what kind of magnesium you must avoid, as many of them possesses a very poor absorption rate. And you will of course also learn what kind of magnesium you should put in your shopping cart the next time you are out shopping for your food. Alright, these were the 5 best ways to lower cortisol levels. I will make a video with more ways on how to reduce them in the near future, so please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will make more videos. That's it for today. Have a happy and awesome day.